This week we actually see how that battle was fought, with the preliminary work done by the spies and Rahab having hid them and sent them on their way. The people were ready for a big surprise. They gathered together and they waited for God to give them the instructions. How disappointing it was to find out all that they were going to do was go for a long walk, 7 days in a row. Let's see what God had in mind for this. The Battle of Jericho. So the Lord told Joshua to put the soldiers in the front. So they were in the front, and behind them were 7 priests with ram's horns that they were to blow continually. Behind them was the Ark of the Covenant that had the presence of the Lord there. And behind them were all the people. Now, the instructions were that they were to march silently around the walls of Jericho, just silently around the walls. The priests blew their horns, but that was it. So there's 7 ram's horns. Well, can you imagine the people? I'm sure that they felt any moment now the soldiers are going to come in and they're going to destroy us. So they worked together to try and figure out how they were going to overcome this. Meanwhile, Joshua led the people around the city walls, and at night he led them away back to their camp. Went home, had supper, went to bed, got up the next morning and did it again. They did it 6 times. Finally, on the 7th time, God told them, today I want you to go around 7 times around the city. And on the 7th time, I want you to raise a mighty shout when you hear the ram's horns blow. So that's what they did. They really had to boot it that day. They were going round and round. And on the 7th time, the people shouted, and the walls came tumbling down. All except for one. It was Rahab's house. And the spies ran in and helped her. And her family came with her. And she became the grandmother of Boaz, who was the grandfather of King David. The Lord established his kingdom through a descendant of Rahab, King David. When King David was crowned, this is what the Lord promised him. The Lord declares to you that the Lord himself will establish a house for you. When your days are over and you rest with your fathers, I will raise up your offspring to succeed you, who will come from your own body, and I will establish his kingdom. He is the one who will build the house, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. I will be his father, and he will be my son. Your house and your kingdom will endure forever before me. Your throne will be established forever. And from that line came King Jesus, our Messiah, who lives and reigns with the Father, now and forever. Amen.